Hello guys, this is Denal coming at you again with another Mega Construx video. In today's episode, we are returning to the Every Halo Heroes series. I know it's been a bit. There's been a couple other videos coming out. Hope you've been liking those, but we're returning back to Heroes. I want to get the series going again. And in today's episode, we are covering Series 8. Now, actually, before I talk about the series, I want to bring in some of these. Here, I'll show a bunch of them. These are each Heroes pack comes with a pamphlet, just like one figure, one pamphlet. I don't have them for every single series, but I've had some, and I thought it'd be nice to show them each time I do an episode. So yeah, I figured I'd just show the ones for the series I've already covered at the beginning of this video. So I'll put a timestamp on screen for if you want to skip to, like what time you should skip to if you don't want to look at these, but it'll be real quick. So I'll just go through the ones I have. I don't have them all, but I just have some. So starting off, we have one for Series 2. And some of the old ones, they had this really cool artwork. Check that out. So these are all digital renders. These are not the actual figures themselves. The reason I want to show these off is because some of them are pretty interesting. For example, that Sergeant Ford figure really looks odd. That does not look like the figure we got. The tan is super dark. The head mold looks different. The hair print looks different. It looks very odd. Oceana looking cool. DeMarco looks fine. Look, Scout, I love that Scout figure. Romeo, his visor is a lot darker than it is on the figure, which is very interesting. And then Gungnir. On the back, you have some a little bit more realistic renders, but still that weird looking forge. Shows you how to assemble the stand. And gives you instructions how to assemble the pre-assembled figures, but I suppose that'd be nice for kids. Next, we have one for Series 3. I'm opening this up for the first time. This seems to be a lot smaller and very different. So I guess the ones for Series 2 are huge compared to these ones. So we have some of the digital renders like before. Looks really nice. The Palmer looks especially good in that the armor color looks different a little bit. The others look pretty cool. Again, how to assemble the figure. Shows them on the back here. Just a bunch of, junk. Here we have Series 4. Man, these small ones are kind of pathetic, aren't they? I thought they were all like the Series 2 one. Oh, opened it up wrong. Here we have the renders again. Flatten this out here. Looking pretty cool. Cutter looks a little odd. Maybe the head mold wasn't quite done yet. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll use like these pictures for when I do my tier list. Maybe some recommendations. This one I don't want to open, but I'm going to do it for the content. This one's from Series 5, obviously. If you know your stuff, you know Series 5. I always thought the Cortana looked so much better in the render than the figure does, like the white paint on the eyes. All these guys look great. I've always loved the Series 5 renders. All right, and last but not least, we have Series 7. Whoops. All right, let's check it out. Oh, they keep changing how to do the artwork. Like, you see it's like a lot less. You see a lot less of them. Now it's just like a headshot, basically. Headshot, Halo, you got it, ha. This is actually the last series I reviewed. My last video, you should check it out. All right, pamphlets over. Thought I'd go through those. Now let's talk about this series. So, unfortunately, I think this series is kind of a dud. Yeah, I know, I said it. I think this video, or I think this series is kind of, I don't know. I was nervous about making a video on it because I'm not terribly enthusiastic about the series, but I don't think most of these I just don't think most of these figures are very good, unfortunately. So I'll go through. So we have Spartan Centurion, we have a Jackal Miner. Spartan Recruit, Dr. Halsey, Master Chief in Mark V, and Spartan Emil. So a little bit of backstory. This is the second Emil we've ever gotten. This is the first time getting Chief and CE armor, or actually just any Spartan Mark V for that matter. First time getting Halsey, and I think that's the first time getting a Jackal in new articulation. I could be wrong about that, or at least a Storm Jackal. So yeah, let's just go through. I have them kind of ranked best to worst here, but I guess that kind of spoils the video. But let's get started. So first we have Spartan Centurion. So this series has a lot of Spartans, actually. 4 Spartans total, 2 of which are unnamed multiplayer. So yeah, this guy uses the Halo 5 Fred armor. This armor set isn't seen very often in Mega form. I don't think there's very many made, maybe like 4, maybe 4 of them. So he uses an orange and white color scheme. Pretty good printing overall, no issues I see. Though I think the color choice is a little weird for the visor because you can barely see it and has no outline. It's just like a dark red on there. Also, I don't think the armor is particularly pretty, but Mega did a good job of adapting it. Here's the stand. The weapon's really cool. I do quite like the weapon. Looks very like standard military. Kind of like it would fit a Halo 4 Marine very well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this figure. I just don't really see the appeal to him. I think he looks kind of ugly. I think the paint is, kind of basic. There's no outline on the visor, and the armor sucks. So, I don't know. Not great. Probably my least favorite of the series. Next up, we actually have a figure I really like and kind of have a lot to say about. This is the Jackal Miner. So, this is, like I said, I think the first time they introduced the Storm Jackal to new articulation. We had gotten the old one a couple times. That's a very common figure. Not terribly desirable. So this is actually an all-new figure. They made new arms for him. I think these are the arms still used today. These are like more muscular ones. They actually use the same head mold or a slight variant of it. Maybe they made it like a little more gummy so it could go on like new bodies, but it looks the exact same to the old one, which is pretty interesting. Oh man, for weapons wise, super nice. We got this really amazing looking shield. I think this is the best Jackal shield we've ever gotten, as well as a really cool needler with the pink printed on it for the needles. So something interesting to show about him, I'll take him off the stand real quick, is that his jumpsuit, his like undersuit or whatever, is like metallic. Oh, I popped his leg off. Let's see if you can see that there. Look at that. I didn't really realize that until now. It's almost like a purplish gray. I think it looks really sleek. A lot of this mold still use like these legs. Same for Jackals and Skirmishers. Obviously because the Storm Jackals have the hunched over body, the torso and chest pieces are exclusive. But yeah, so something interesting. This Jackal that I have here, I only realized when prepping for this video is a misprint. This Jackal has a misprint. Because I like this figure a lot, I got a couple of them. You see this guy here? What are those? He has extra little markings there. This figure completely does not. That's so weird. I don't see misprints on Mega very often. Usually it's just like a plastic issue, not a paint issue. He's completely missing those marks. Not that it's like they're super major, but they definitely make help a figure's look. Yeah, super interesting. But another cool thing I forgot to mention is the printing on the arms. Look at that. It just makes it really look like the skin is real. This figure is, it's kind of basic, but at the same time really nice. And fun fact, this is actually only one of 2 Jackals ever seen in Heroes. You don't get Jackals very often. And we actually still don't have a named Jackal made in Mega yet, which is, I'd like to see that sometime. Maybe a high value target. All right, moving on. We have a Spartan Recruit. So this figure is actually pretty well liked in the community, I would say, because he's a pretty he's pretty cool. You know, I've kind of grown on a lot of multiplayer designs over time, just because I don't try to take him too seriously. So yeah, so this is a red recruit. He has a skull printed up top. He has flames all over him, and then he has skulls on the chest, the shoulder pads. So yeah, look at that. Flame printing on the back of the chest plate. You got it on the thigh, on the shoulders, on the forearms. Hopefully no flames on the crotch. And then flames on the helmet, as well as a green visor. I think this guy looks great. I just think he's, at the same time, kind of ugly. He's kind of whatever looking to me. I think he's one of the better multiplayer Spartans, but that's still not a very high bar. I'm not a fan of most of the multiplayer Spartan figures, but he's still kind of cool. He's kind of grown on me a little bit. And then his first weapon, which is a SMG. I always thought this SMG looked like it was out of Tron, with like the lines and stuff. Very interesting one. Doesn't quite fit him, I would say, but yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have Dr. Halsey. So, earlier when I said that this series isn't quite amazing, this is kind of one of the reasons. So, first off, I'll take this off. So, her accessory is a white Cortana. I don't know why it's white, but it's fine to get a Cortana. It's a decent accessory. She's actually one of only a couple of characters to not come with a weapon. She just comes with the stand. She doesn't have anything else to hold. As I showed in my other videos, I give them this little piece to hold holograms. I'll take it out though. So this Dr. Halsey figure isn't amazing. She's okay. As you can see on mine, a bit of weird printing going on with the eyes. Again, I prefer the pinholes, not the white splotches in there. So they use for the head Cortana's head mold, which, I mean, it works decent enough because, I mean, they are copies of each other, but I don't think the skin tone is quite accurate to Dr. Halsey. She's very, very, very pale in both Halo 5 and in Reach. Her attire is the doctor's outfit or like professor outfit, not the Halo Reach parka. So you can assume that this is based on Halo 4 or 5, or Spartan Ops, but then shouldn't she be missing an arm? So her skin is two different skin tones, her hands and her face. I think these are new molds, or not very used very much molds, for her body, for the arms and for the legs. So you can see she has a rubber coat. And so the interesting thing about these is that this is very firm. Like, this does not want to move, and I'm scared to move it. Because, I'll take her off her stand. So it's because it's made of rubber, depending on the climate of wherever you're at, these can rip and break. They can get destroyed very easily and are very brittle sometimes. I know the Domain has made a video and he's shown that his Halsey's falling apart. I'm very lucky to not have that, but I have had it happen with other figures with this rubber material. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. It's very nice to just get human characters, but I don't think this Halsey's very great. I would prefer a unique head mold, the better paint. I would prefer for her attire to be based on a specific game. It's an okay figure. It's an okay Halsey. It works well enough for what it is, though I think updated one would be nice. It's also cool on the back of her jacket or coat has the printing that match like the stripe that goes around, which is nice. Yeah, I don't really know how to exactly say, like, I don't want to call this figure bad, but it could be better. I'll say that. All right, now moving on to another figure which I don't think is that great. This is the Master Chief Mark V. Now you may be asking, what are you talking about? This figure is great. I love Chief and Mark V. I remember a while back I had someone talk about this being their favorite figure, so sorry, man. So the reason, actually, I'll go over the mold first. So Chief, this is almost, I think, all new. The thighs are reused pieces, I think, but new molds for the boots, for the shoulder pads, which look great, for the chest with the pockets there, accurate on the back, and a brand new helmet. Some people complain about the helmet. I think it's okay. I wouldn't mind if we got an updated one if it looked better, but I think the one we have now is decent for this mold. I think it's okay. I think people kind of exaggerate it, how inaccurate it is. Though he does have a very flat top. The real problem with this figure, actually, I'll go, and his AR is very basic. It's just an AR with some gray on it. The problem with this figure is, you know, it's CE Chief, which would be, oh my gosh, it's amazing just to have a CE Chief, which we do get later on. I'll talk about him in Series 10. But the one we have now, this is the first time, and they make the figure useless. Because you see all this blue paint on here and stuff. This is supposed to be Chief when he gets out of cryo freeze at the very beginning of the game. And if you've played Halo CE, you'll know this doesn't actually happen in the game. He just gets out and has the same model throughout the entire game. It never changes, he never gets anything on it, anything like that. So this is a very, very niche like variant. But like, here's the thing. When you make a variant, you don't want the weird offshoot variant first. We had to wait. If this is Series 8, we have to wait two more series just to get a normal CE Chief. So why would you release this? Like, who is this for? What does this function as? Like a very niche scene for one mock, or just I mean, I guess it's just kind of a novelty, but like, I don't know. I find it very odd. I'm not a fan of this figure at all. Because I think it has basically no value outside of a reference and a repaint. Yeah, kind of a crap figure. Sorry, guys. Nothing to do with the mold, though. Love the mold. All right, now we have, which has to be my favorite figure of the entire series, Spartan Emil. So this guy needs no introduction. He's a fan favorite Halo character. So as I said before, this is the second Emil we've ever gotten in Mega form. The first one came in the Mongoose. That figure is okay. He is decent. He is serviceable. The printing on the helmet on that figure is not very good, and the colors aren't terribly accurate, but he's pretty okay. But this, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I think we've gotten, so the Emils we've had, one in the Mongoose, one in Heroes, one in 20th Character Pack, and one in the Falcon Sweep. So we've had 4 Emils at this point. I still think this is the best one. Yes, you heard me correctly. This old one, 2 have come out since then, but I think this is the best one. And that's because of the helmet. Look at that. How did they do that? The way they did the scratches there. Oh my gosh. I think it just looks so spectacular. The way, how intricate that is, like the chrome for the helmet, how good that looks. The skull scratched on with the white paint, and the scratches to make it look like it was really scratched on there. Like, that just looks incredible. Like, that may be some of the best printing Mega's ever done. It looks flawless, looks perfect. I just think that's so cool. I think it looks amazing. The other ones are okay, but never got better than this. All right, I'll go through the rest. So he has gold painted for the chest, gold on the belt. He has the red here, and red here. No printing on the back. He has this symbol on his shoulder. For his weapons, he has a printed kukri knife with the gold here and like kind of a metallic shine to it. And his shotgun has some black accenting here. And then nothing on the boots. But honestly, the paint for the rest of the figure doesn't quite matter to me. It's just the helmet that really matters for Emil. I mean, that's kind of his signature thing. Other Emils have gotten a little more paint on like the arms and stuff. I think like they did the red better on another one. Like, it's just perfect here. Like, you cannot top that. And they haven't. So, all right. That's all of them. That's all the figures. I feel like this series is very underwhelming. I mean, if you really think about it, we got one bad figure, one okay figure, one okay figure, one okay figure, one bad figure, and one great figure. So like, what's that an average of? I think it has to be at the very least the worst series we've covered. Maybe down there with series 2, but I still love series 2. I don't really love this series. I really only like these two. The Halsey's okay. I'll take the Halsey, but you know, these three I don't care about. Plus, again, very Spartan centric series. You got 4 of them in one series. That's definitely, you know, in my personal taste and opinion, a great way to go down. So yeah, I'll wrap it up here. I'm sorry for this is a negative video, but I gotta share my thoughts honestly. I gotta give you guys the truth here. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for 300 subscribers. It's been great. Videos have been doing pretty well recently, especially my every elite video. I have a lot more stuff planned. I've changed my upload schedule to once a week now. I can pump out higher quality videos and just you know, give some time for them to digest once they've been put out. So yeah, like and subscribe, keep supporting, turn on notifications, leave a comment. Any engagement helps grow the channel, and you know, the channel growing, which means more content, more whatever. Leave suggestions in the comments, all this. Sorry, I gotta do my end of the video spiel. All right, thank you guys for watching. See ya.